Toro Rosso Formula One chief Franz Tost has confirmed that Daniil Kvyat is no longer a part of Red Bull's program, with Brendan Hartley and Pierre Gasly poised to race for the junior squad next year. Kvyat was dropped from his Toro Rosso seat after Singapore to make way for GP2 champion Pierre Gasly, but returned after 2 races out in the United States Grand Prix last weekend. Despite originally planning to field Gasly and Kvyat to the end of the season, the latter was shuffled out for Mexico following Porsche LMP1 driver Brendan Hartley's surprise debut in Austin and confirmation for the remainder of the year. Speaking in Friday's FIA press conference in Mexico, Tost confirmed that Kvyat was now free to explore racing options outside of the Red Bull program following his dismissal. "He is not with Red Bull anymore, and definitely free to decide whatever he wants to do," Tost said. He is not with Toro Rosso or Red Bull anymore. Tost also confirmed that Toro Rosso was closing in on confirming Gasly and Hartley as its full-time drivers for 2018, with the pair set to complete the season together. "Both are Red Bull drivers, both are high-skilled drivers, fast drivers. I want to test them for the rest of the season," Tost said. "There's a high possibility this will be the driver lineup for 2018. Follow at Luke Smith 1 Sebastian Vettel left it late to charge to the 50th pole position of his Formula One career in qualifying for the Mexican Grand Prix on Saturday, edging out Red Bull rival Max Verstappen. Verstappen had looked poised to become the youngest pole sitter in F1 history and break Vettel's own record from the 2008 Italian Grand Prix, having laid down the pace in Q2 before taking provisional pole with his first Q3 run. However, a slow final effort opened the door to Vettel, who nailed his final qualifying lap to nick pole away for Ferrari, with his time of 116.488 being just 0.086 seconds faster than Verstappen's best time. Verstappen was left super annoyed in second, knowing the pole record had been in his grasp, while the Mercedes duo of Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas were left to lock out the second row in P3 and P4 respectively. While Hamilton could only finish 4th slower than his sole remaining title rival, the Briton only needs a top 5 finish to wrap up his 4th Drivers' Championship on Sunday in Mexico. Kimi Raikkonen took 5th for Ferrari ahead of Force India's Esteban Ocon, who sprung a surprise by breaking into the top 6 ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, who was 7th for Red Bull. Nico Hülkenberg and Carlos Sainz Jr. both reached Q3 for Renault, taking 8th and 9th, while Sergio Perez struggled to P10 in his home qualifying session. Williams failed to get either of its drivers through to Q3 as Felipe Massa and Lance Stroll took P11 and P12 respectively. Massa finished 20ths of a second back from Perez in P10, while Stroll was over 1.3 seconds adrift after a slow effort in Q2 on his sole fast run. Brendan Hartley made his way through to Q2 for the first time in F1, easing through the first stage of qualifying, but was unable to get a shot at making it into the top 10 after suffering an engine issue before he could post a lap time. As a result, the New Zealander finished 13th, ahead of McLaren drivers Fernando Alonso and Stoffel Vandoorne as they sat the session out due to pending grid penalties. Toro Rosso teammate Pierre Gasly's tough Mexican Grand Prix weekend continued as the engine issue that forced him to park up in FP3 meant he could not feature in qualifying, leaving the Frenchman P20 and with grid penalties to take. Sauber picked up where it left off in Austin by nearly making it through to Q2 once again, with Marcus Ericsson and Pascal Wehrlein qualifying 16th and 17th respectively. The pair finished clear of Haas drivers Kevin Magnussen and Romain Grosjean as the team's Mexico problems from 2016 reared their head once again, leaving them 18th and 19th respectively ahead of Gasly in P20. The Mexican Grand Prix is live on NBC and the NBC Sports app from 2:30 p.m. ET on Sunday. Follow at Luke Smith 1.